I'm Rebecca Petru. I write for the school newsletter The Viridian, and I'm going into year 13 this year.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I just finished year 12 and I'm also part of The Viridian.
Hi, I'm Anna Maria. I'm head girl here at the senior school for the graduating class of 2024 and very happy to be here today.
Could you walk us through one of your fondest memories at school?
So there's a lot of fond memories here. I couldn't possibly start to go through them all. The school has given me a lot of my most precious memories over the past 14 years here. But some of my fondest memories, I would say, surround the school's talent shows. So the school has an incredibly passionate and dedicated and also talented arts department, and this is very much reflected in the annual talent shows that take place. And I've been part of them for my past 7 years here, so can speak firsthand to what a rewarding and fantastic experience it is to be part of them. The talent there is amazing, and also the performances themselves and the support within performers, but also from our fellow classmates that come to visit us, is honestly special, and it's also a lot of fun, especially the rehearsals beforehand. Working with your team or band is a fantastic experience. And I took part in my last talent show this year, which was emotional to say the least. But also such an incredible way to close off the year, as I got to both play piano, which I have for the past 7 years, but also our graduating class choreographed and performed a dance, which was such a fantastic time. And it was amazing both for us to get to do something together, to send off our time at the school, but also to see the younger years looking up, smiling with us, knowing it's going to be them one day. It was a very special experience, and all the talent show memories I know will stay with me for a very long time.
So what are some of the changes that you've seen and experienced throughout the school in your years here?
Well, obviously, as the school has grown, there's been a lot of development, a lot of change, as you said. One of the biggest changes I've seen is the increasing involvement of our school in more youth-led organizations. When I joined the school, things like Model United Nations and the European Youth Parliament weren't that big of a thing here. But since then, I've got to watch as students and teachers together have collaborated to bring more of these youth-led organizations into the school. And as one of those students who helped with this, I've been very proud to see it all happen over the past few years. And now the senior school is very involved in a lot of youth-led organizations. We have sent students both as delegates and officials, both across Cyprus and globally. We hosted our own session here recently. And it's been fantastic to see that senior school students' voices have become increasingly heard, both across Cyprus and internationally, and that they continue to grow and people continue to become involved in these organizations and want to make their voice heard and put into practice those values and ethos that is taught here at the school and spread it for more people to hear.
You definitely seem very proud of how far we've come as a school. Do you think there's any other different types of extracurricular activities that we might implement in the future as well?
Our school does cover a very wide base, I have to say. I think perhaps, actually I have no idea, to be honest with you. I can't think of anything. We have everything here, don't we?
Yeah. It's a pretty amazing school.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything. We have sports, life-saving, first aid, the arts department, Duke of Edinburgh, extracurriculars. I genuinely couldn't tell you something that we could do better in terms of extracurriculars.
When you think back to your first years of school, what was one of the most empowering or biggest feeling you felt as a year 7?
Well, looking back to my first years here at the school, there's a lot of mixed feelings that arise. The two that I would say were the strongest is I feel very much a sense of nostalgia looking back, and there's a part of me that wishes I could go back and do it all again, knowing what lies in wait for me in a sense, knowing that the memories that I would still have to make, because I've had such a fantastic time at the school here over the past few years. I've grown up here. It's been 14 years. I can't really remember not being at the school. So I would like to go back and do it all again. But then there's also a great sense of pride, because when I joined the school as a very, very young child, I was scared, I was a bit shy, it was very daunting. And looking up at the older years who were graduating, it was this sense of, wow, they're older, they've they've made it in life, they're moving on, and it's a very odd feeling to know that you're one of them now. So it's a proud feeling as well to look back and see how far I've come. And there's also a lot of gratitude to the school at how far they've helped me come, and they've helped me grow from that slightly scared year 7 to someone who's ready to go off into the world and move on to the next stage. So it's a bit bittersweet, it's nostalgic, but also happy, proud in a sense to know that I've made it this far.
That's really, really special. And if you could actually have a conversation with your year 7 self, what advice would you give her?
I think I would tell her to grasp every opportunity that is given to her here at the school. Because one of the things that has made my time here at the school so special is that trying to be involved in as many areas as I could be, taking every opportunity, stepping outside of my comfort zone, whether it was joining more extracurricular clubs or helping to organize school events or my work here as head girl. It's been those opportunities to go above and beyond just the normal school experience and to try new things that have taught me some invaluable life skills, that have had me meet some amazing people, make some amazing friends, had some fantastic life experiences. And it can be daunting, and I remember it was very daunting for me when I was younger to step outside of my comfort zone, to meet new people, try new things, to go into areas that I wasn't very confident in. But it was that willingness to step out of my comfort zone that allowed me to have such a fantastic time here at the school. So it's the best advice I could give to my younger self and to any year 7 is to take every opportunity you can while here, because it very much pays off in the long run.
After all your experience here at the school, what does it feel like just being a graduate?
It's a very strange feeling. To be entirely honest with you, I don't really feel like a graduate, and having spoken to the rest of my graduating class, none of us do. I very much expect that come the end of summer, I'm going to be back buying my books, putting on a fresh uniform, coming back here for another first day and difficult early wake up. But there's a mixture of feelings that arise. It's sad because I have all these years looked up at the younger years, at the older years, and been a bit in shock and wow, they're leaving. It's done, they're moving on. How impressive, how terrifying. And it's a very odd feeling to be that graduating class now and know that it's my turn to say goodbye to the school that has been such a big part of my life for years. So it's sad. I'm very much going to miss being here. I'm going to miss my daily routine here, the staple that has been going back to school for the past 14 years. But I'm also ready in a sense because we've had so many life skills and talents that have been taught to us here that have prepared us over the past 14 years to move on to the next chapter. So there's also a sense of excitement at the fact that it's finally time to implement those skills that they have preparing us for all these years into the real world, into a university degree or whatever comes next. It feels a bit inevitable, a bit scary, a bit exciting, as I said. Something I'm very much going to miss is the rest of my graduating class because we've all become a lot closer over the past year. I think the fact that you're leaving binds you together because you realize that, oh, I'm actually going to miss these people. I'm going to miss seeing their faces every day, whether I've known them for 2 years or 14. They've been a big part of my life. But I'm also excited to see what they do next, because you've seen all these people grow up with you. You've seen them find their own path, their own likes, dislikes, passions. So it's a special thing to get to see these people that you've grown up with move forward and find their own path in life.
How do you feel that the school has helped you with your aspirations and to grow as a person?
The school has been incredible in their support over the past 14 years. I mean, as someone who was very involved in youth-led organizations, as I mentioned earlier, the school support in that regard has been incredible. I mean, with their support in sending us to these sessions, in bringing in training for us from older students to help us out, in helping us then spread the word to other students, in hosting their own session here as well. The school is very much somewhere that likes to nurture passion and creativity and your interests, no matter what they are. Our sports teams as well. My sporting career was short-lived. I used to play basketball, but I remember the team and the PE department was just incredible. They were so supportive and there was such a sense of teamwork, and they just nurture your passions. And even academically, the support that we've had when it comes to choosing our universities, choosing our career paths, so many speakers and advice and guests to help us in what comes next, and school trips too, organized by our amazing teachers here. I mean, most recently, the physics trip, in which they took us to CERN in Switzerland, was honestly so amazing, because it was a chance for a lot of us to see this is what we want to go into, and it really does get you passionate, because we've sat behind a desk all these years, and it's to see it put in practice. It does help motivate you and give you something to work towards, and the school knows this, which is why they really do try and bring in so many non-conventional aspects into their education to help build that passion in us and support us in whatever our dreams are.
This was your last year. How did you celebrate the school's birthday this year? Was it any different to the previous years?
So the school's birthday are amazing. I've always loved the school's birthday because this year, like other years, we celebrated with Founders Day. And Founders Day, to give you a little bit of backstory, is basically we celebrate the founders of the school. And we have 4 house teams: Kenny, Christodoulidis, Gayford, and Stone. And all our students are divided into those 4 teams. So one of the reasons that I love Founders Day is because you really get to see school spirit. People, they cheer, they dance, they sing, they support their teams. We have a lot of sporting activities, so you get to see people become very passionate and cheer for their houses, and I love school spirit, so I've always loved Founders Day. And it's not just the sporting aspect and the competitiveness that makes it so special, but also other areas like the music that the arts department chooses for us, which always has people up and dancing and singing, or the food, of course, which is provided by our canteen or the Parents Guardians Association, which always brings smiles to people's faces, of course. And also the fact that every year we get birthday cake, which is definitely a positive, I have to say. But no, the school celebrates an amazing birthday every year, and I'm very excited to see what's coming this year. I remember the 70th birthday back when I was at the junior school. So I'm very excited to see what happens for the 80th one this year.
So you mentioned about one of the trips you went and when you visited CERN. Are there any other trips you took or that really impacted you?
So we have a lot of trips here at the school. And I would say my 3 most impactful would be the Switzerland trip to CERN, as I mentioned earlier, the Berlin trip, which we took as part of the history department, and also the trip up to Trollos that we organized with the other heads for our graduating class a few months ago. So all these trips are very special in different ways. I mean, with the Berlin trip, we got to visit some historical sites, some museums like the Holocaust Museum, which was a very powerful experience and one that I know has stuck with a lot of us and will for a very long time. With Switzerland, as I said, it was amazing to get to go and speak to scientists and look at people who are where you want to be in the future. And it was honestly fascinating, incredible, a bit awe-inspiring to be there. And then our school trip to Trollos was less educational, but so much fun because we got to bond as a graduating class. We got to go on hikes. We went to the Caledonian waterfalls and swam there. We stayed up all night singing karaoke. So while the activities on these trips have been fantastic, what's really stuck with me with all of them is the people and the ability you get on school trips to bond with others, to get to know each other, to spend time together and the connections that you form, because yes, you have a lot of fun during the day, but it's laughing in each other's rooms at night as well, which really sticks with you. And I got to meet a lot of incredible people on those trips, a lot of people that I'm still friends with today, and I'm very grateful for that. And I think school trips are something I'm very much going to miss once I'm gone, because there's nothing like them. They're just unmatched as an experience. And I think that that's something the school does very well, is incorporate a lot of trips into our syllabus, because I think they are the best way for students to learn. And I'm excited to see what comes next for the departments and the trips they organize. I'm very sad I won't get to be there anymore.
Our school is very diverse as a community. Do you think that that has ever caused some disputes, or have we just all, how did that occur?
Our school is incredibly diverse. I mean, we have a wide range of nationalities here, from a wide range of cultures, countries, continents even. To be entirely honest with you, I have never seen any sort of dispute arising between different nationalities. Because the thing is, at the senior school, you all spend all day together. You're students here. You have the same classes, the same moaning or complaints about homework that brings you together. You laugh in class together. You spend time together. You have the same friends, and it just brings everyone together, being a student here more than anything. And the environment fostered here at the school is very much one of inclusion. I mean, every year we have languages weeks in which people bring in food from their home countries. They speak to us about their culture. You get to go learn their language, learn some of their cultural traditions. And it's always so much fun, and it's really nice to see people from all over the world coming together to learn about a specific country, and then another one the next day. And I think that our diversity here at the senior school is one of the things that makes it a very special place, because you get the chance to mix with so many cultures and so many nationalities and be exposed to so many different mindsets and ways of thinking and cultures. And you get to make so many interesting friends from so many different places. And I'm a big believer in the importance of branching out and meeting new people and expanding your worldview. And it's something that you very much get to do at a school as international as the senior school, especially in such a supportive and welcoming environment to all cultures, which brings us all together while allowing us to learn from each other.
Do you think that this diversity that we have at school will definitely help you in your future?
Most definitely. I mean, even now, going off to university, I'm going to the United Kingdom, so there is going to be a lot of different cultures, people in the workplace after that. There is increasing globalization in our world. We are increasingly interlinked with each other. And I think having grown up in an environment where you meet people from so many different cultures, where you get to learn from them, you get to speak to other people, be exposed to different mindsets, is something that will very much help me as I go off into the future, because it gives you a head start in a sense. It gives you a stepping board to know people, and I think it is something that I'm very grateful the school has given me, because I know that it's set me up well for the future. And I've already learned so much from so many different nationalities, and I'm excited to learn more as I go off into the world.
Well, thank you so much, Anna Mira, for being here.
Thank you for having me.